Okay, the next thing we need to go over is our digital switches. So we do have two different ones, which are called the bump switch and the limit switch. The bump switch looks like a button, and a limit switch it has a little metal arm on it, and they both can just go on or off. They're not like the analog sensors. So all of our digital sensors are going to come from the natural language until tab, because we're going to use the buttons to control when certain things happen. So like for this program right here, which is start the motor, wait 3 seconds, and then stop, we're going to use the button to start that program. So I'm going to click and drag my until touch right over here, which means until we touch it, it won't start. So I'm going to use my bump switch. So I'm going to backspace sensor port, and I'm going to put bump switch. Okay, and then I'm also going to add one more thing under the wait tab. I'm going to drag over a wait time command. And that's because sometimes the bump switch and the limit switch move so quickly that they the program doesn't have time to read whether it's on or off. So we're going to put a wait 0.5, which just gives it time to register that it's on or off. So let me read this program to you. Actually, let's add a comment. This says start the motor when button pressed, so that we don't get confused. Okay, so start the motor when the button is pressed. So until touch, wait 0.5, and that just helps it to read. Start the motor, wait 3 seconds, and then stop. So go ahead and compile program, download to robot, and check to see that that's right. Okay, next we're going to use the bump switch to stop the motor. So let's go ahead and highlight all of this and cut it. That way we can just paste it where we want it. So we want to start the motor. Let's just delete this. We just want to start the right motor. We want it to run a long time, so we're going to take away the wait 3. We want the motor to start and run until we physically stop it. So let's paste our work in here. So the logic of this one says start motor until we touch the bump switch, wait 0.5 to register that we pressed it, and then stop. So start and stop it by pressing the bump switch. So compile and then download to your robot. See if that works. The only other thing I wanted to mention was that the bump switch and the limit switch are completely interchangeable, which means I can literally just take away the word bump and switch it to limit switch. I can also do the same thing with my motors. I can change right motor to left motor. And remember, anytime you change it, you need to make sure it matches. So I can change it to left motor. I can also change my speed. Okay, and then really the limit switch and the bump switch are just going to be used to either start or stop a motor, and it can also be used to start or stop the VEX LED, which I will show in a different video. So, and there you have our digital switches.